My movie is Little Canyon, and it's a story of Greta, who's a 12-year-old girl, and her dad is moving her and her siblings from the East Coast to the West Coast, and she's kind of starting to realize that something's not quite right, and her family's kind of falling apart, and she's trying to figure out what's happening. I was just totally shocked. Obviously, I really didn't expect to get in. I actually got a phone call the night before Thanksgiving dinner, and I was on my way out of the apartment. I had just made a whole bunch of stuffing, and I had it in this big box. And then I get this phone call that from one of the programmers who said, I just thought, sorry to call so late, but I thought that you might have a better Thanksgiving if you know that your film's going to be in Sundance. And I was completely shocked, overjoyed. I get off the phone, I put the box down, and it just tips over, and all the stuffing falls out all over my carpet. And I spent the next half an hour cleaning stuffing out of my carpet, but I didn't care. I was so psyched because I got into Sundance. It's kind of nice to be able to go for your first time, I think, with the film playing. And I hear all sorts of stories. You hear it's a circus, or you hear it's amazing, you hear it's totally overrated, or you hear that it's, you don't know what to expect because you hear so many different things. But I think regardless, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. Because no matter what, it's going to be a new experience, and it'll be interesting, and it'll be neat to show my film to, audiences that people I've never met, and it'll be neat to see their reaction. I had this one part of the short where it's a pretty crucial part, and where the main character kind of gets kicked out of the car and is abandoned in the desert. She's only 12. And so I always knew it was going to be a crucial part of the film, and I'd planned to shoot it at high noon, really, and even though it doesn't look pretty, it's, she's out there with the sun beating down on her, and it's kind of a threatening time to be outside. And so we only had one day to shoot in that area where we shot, which was Sedona, Arizona. And things happen, and just we got so delayed, and the sun's sinking, we still couldn't do that shot. And I wanted to do it just one take too, and it was going to be 2.5, 3 minute take on film. And so I just was getting more and more nervous, and until finally literally the sun is going down, and we had to do it, we had no choice, and the sun is going down in the shot, actually, you can see it. And we had one take. After that, there was just no more light. We weren't going to be able to do it. And it's funny because that's the one scene now that everyone says, oh, I love how you shot that at magic hour. That was really risky and everything. I'm like, thank you. But actually it was a total accident. I meant to shoot it at noon, so. UCLA has been amazing, actually. I was there 5 years, so kind of a long period of time, half a decade. And I don't know, I just felt like it was so creative, and just 5 years of just writing and directing and working on people's films and learning about film. I feel like I was really spoiled to be able to get to do that for so long. When I applied to film school, I always sort of thought of it as, I don't know, I'm not going to be guaranteed that I'm going to be able to make a living as a writer or a director, which was what, I went to the directing program. And but at the same time, I thought, well, when else am I going to get the opportunity to just spend a couple years just working entirely on creative things and, creating some work without having to think too much about making a living and paying rent and all of that. And also having deadlines, actually, which for me was really important, because I don't think I would have ever finished a film on my own without film school. The time that you're there is just really valuable and precious, and will lead to, you don't know what it's going to lead to. It could lead to something you don't even expect, but you almost shouldn't expect too much. You should just think of it as that in itself as sort of a privilege. And I just got out of school just this past summer, really, and so this fall already it's been stressful because I need to figure out, okay, how can I actually make this degree work? How can I actually make a living? And so it's definitely a challenge, and at the same time, I think there's so many opportunities in film regardless, even if you don't get to be a director or a writer. At least with the knowledge that I now have coming out of UCLA, I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to work